It should be no surprise that I am a major fan of the Mario series, whether that be Mario Kart, Mario Party, any of the platforming Mario games. Pretty much if it has Mario in it, I'm usually down for it. So, it should also be no surprise, or a secret, that I was going to get to this game eventually. Super Mario 64 DS played a major part in my childhood because I played this game all the time alongside Mario Galaxy, Mario Kart Wii, all them beautiful games. And this was a really good game, and is still a really good game, and I think it's a fantastic remake of Mario 64. It changes up a lot of things, whether it be for the better or for the worse, but I think in the end, it's kind of a net positive. Before I get into all of that, though, which will be talked about at a later date, let's get into a few things that pertain to this series, but need to be stated now. First and foremost, this will be kind of a hybrid playthrough, but not really. I'm going to be focusing mainly on the DS version of this game, and on occasion, I think there were like 5 stars in the N64 version that are just completely changed in the DS version. I will be going over those 5 stars. That's the only time I'm going to be playing the N64 version. So, expect the N64 version, just not very often. But more importantly, something I am probably going to regret saying is that this will be a 100% playthrough. I will get all 150 stars. Now, 100% doesn't include minigames. I don't include those in 100%. In a 3D Mario game, I only count the number of stars you have. So I'm going to get all 150 stars, but not all minigames. So that's that. I'm gonna stop holding back, and let's hop right in.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I've baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Yeah. Let's go. Oh yeah. Yo. Ha. Yo. Ah.
Yoshi. Yoshi. Listen. Mario hasn't returned yet. First things first, let's hop right into the elephant in the room. We're playing as Yoshi. If you looked at the... What's the word I'm looking for? Box art. That's what I was looking for. I don't know why that wasn't coming to me for a second. If you look at the box art of the game, it is no secret that something is up. There are multiple playable characters in this game. It's not just Mario. Though it is kind of surprising that you actually do end up starting off with Yoshi, it's a very big change from the original version of this game. And I quite like it. I think this is a really cool change. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. But we can't enter the castle just yet, because it's locked. Uh-oh. Looks like the doors are locked, huh? I just saw a rabbit taking off with a key in his mouth. Why don't you look for him on the touchscreen map, Yoshi? Another change to this game, comparatively to the N64 version, is the touchscreen map. You'll be seeing it in the bottom right. That is just something that I absolutely adore about DS and 3DS remakes. They add this little map, and it's really just it's fantastic. It's can I speak? It's something that's super convenient. I think it's great in this game, kind of unnecessary to be honest. But in games like, let's say, Luigi's Mansion, it's fantastic. I think it's a great conclusion, and I don't mind it here. Og, no, don't eat me. All I did was tease you a little. Come on, let me go. Aye, I thought it was the end for little old me. My entire life flashed before my eyes. Talk about scary. Anyway, here, take the key. It's just slowing me down. Alright, whatever you say. I think you're just a slow rabbit, and honestly, considering a lot of the other rabbits we're going to be seeing in this game, yeah, you are kind of slow. So, sorry to be a jerk, but, yeah, you're just not that fast. I'm just too speedy for you. But now that we have that key, our first of many, we can finally start off the game proper. Welcome. No one's home. Now scram, and don't come back. Okay. I'm just gonna keep on going. That doesn't matter to me at all. Nope, just not gonna pay attention to that evil voice in my head. Thank heavens you came too, Yoshi. Bowser is like Princess Toadstool and all of us inside the walls. He stole our power stars and is using their magic to create an evil land of monsters in the castle walls and paintings. Mario and his buddies went to retrieve the stars, but they haven't come back. Last time I saw them, they were heading to the room on the left with the paintings of the Bob-ombs. Where are they? Are they taking a nap somewhere? So now it's up to you, Yoshi, to find them and retrieve the stars. We're all depending on you. Cool. So if you have never played Mario 64 before, first of all, what is your issue? Second of all, you collect things called stars. It's a pretty basic mechanic now. It's something that is in literally every single 3D Mario game in some shape or form. So they are pretty much your flag goals? Flag poles. I don't know why I said flag goals. But yeah, they're pretty much your flag poles. They're your end of level kind of collectible objectives. It's pretty basic stuff, and you have to have a certain amount of them to open certain doors. I actually might as well leave this area really quickly just to show it off. Right here, I need 3 stars to get into there. What's in there? Not quite sure. But you need 3 stars to get in that door anyway. So that's the significance of stars. That's how you progress in this game. But, Toad said something about paintings, let's hop right into Bob-omb Battlefield, the first world in this game. Big Bob-omb on the summit. But more tutorial. Chasing Mario led you smack dab to the middle of a battlefield. Where's Mario? First, talk to the Bob-omb buddy. In standard mode, you can do it by pressing A. Thanks, game. He'll certainly help you out. So these guys are Bob-omb buddies. They aren't something that actually returns pretty frequently in the Mario series. There are Bob-ombs, and there are these friendly dudes. They're red, which means obviously they're nice. You there, sir. Watch out. Wandering around here and you might get blasted. Wow, I said that all types wrong. Wander around here and you might get blasted by a water bomb. This meadow has become a battlefield ever since the Big Bob-omb got his paws on the Power Star. Just a little while ago, a mustached man with a red cap just wouldn't listen and left for the mountain. Come to think of it, that mustached man hasn't returned. I wonder what happened to him. Good question. But first and foremost, let's talk about the things that make Yoshi a different character from Mario, because he is not exactly the same. He obviously can jump, as any Mario character should, minus Captain Toad, I guess. He can do a ground pound, he can spin around in circles, he can do a flutter jump, which I personally don't use that much in this game. It is pretty alright. It's a little bit difficult to change your movement in midair, which is a big fat negative. But it is pretty helpful. I just don't end up using it that much because the level design isn't necessarily catered towards a flutter jump at all. So it's not like Yoshi's Island or any other 2D area or 2D game rather, where you can use your flutter jump to your advantage. It's kind of useless here, not gonna lie. But more importantly, Yoshi's got a tongue. The A button, instead of punching, it's now replaced with your tongue. This is useful because you can swallow an enemy and crap out an egg. That's a really crude way of putting it, but it's the only way I could think of in the moment, so there we go. You can only have one egg at a time, because if you try to stick out your tongue again, you'll end up throwing the egg. It's pretty basic stuff, but it's really, really cool that they're implementing Yoshi's Island mechanics into a 3D area, a 3D plane rather. It's super cool, and I think this should be done far more often. Where is my 3D Yoshi game, please and thank you? But, I don't know, I feel like they could have done a lot more with let me preface this by saying I feel like they could have done a lot more with Yoshi's really interesting mechanics level design-wise. They could have switched up a lot more stars and made really interesting mechanics, but instead of focusing on these really cool Yoshi's Island-based mechanics, they focus on some really weird mechanics later on that I'm not much of a fan of. By the way, X cannot break those blocks. I found that out just now, because I've never tried it before. I just assumed Yoshi could never break those blocks, because he doesn't have a fist to beat him with. But, hey, what do I know? So over here, you'll notice that there are cool Bob-ombs oh, you can't actually turn Bob-ombs into eggs. The more you know. You can grab a lot of stuff with your tongue, Bob-ombs being one. I can also fall down and take fall damage with Yoshi. Might as well explain health right now, because it's pretty basic. So there's a power meter that just shows how much damage you've taken, how much health you have left. It's extremely basic stuff. It is healed up by coins, or it's refilled by coins, rather. So, get coins, get as many as you can. There's another thing that allows us to get health a little bit easier. There's just not a lot of them thrown throughout the game. We're gonna see one very soon, so just hold up. It's right there! This is a heart. I don't really think it's named anything else. I can actually check the sign really quickly. What am I doing? Coins refill your power meter, so get as many as you can. Spinning hearts, they're called spinning hearts, okay, very creative. Spinning hearts can also refill your power meter. The faster you run through a spinning heart, the more you'll recover. So that's pretty cool. The faster you run through the heart, the more HP you will recover. It's pretty neat stuff. But we're done talking about those basic mechanics. We're getting into a boss fight already. I'm the Big Bob-omb, Baron of all blasting matter, King of kabooms the world over. Incredible! You've made it this far even without a mustache. I commend your courage. Be that as it may, I cannot give you my precious Power Star. You must defeat me in a battle if you want it. You'll be quite helpless facing my Bob-omb minions. Now put your tongue back in your mouth. It's quite undignified. Let's battle. So, we cannot punch with Yoshi. We just can't. So there's actually another way we're meant to deal with this boss. Back in Mario 64, the first level you did was kind of similar. You got to the top of the summit, you fought King Bob-omb, but you did it a bit differently. You grabbed his behind end and threw him onto the ground, doing lots of damage. But because we're Yoshi and we cannot grab his behind unless we use our tongue, which would be kinda nasty, we have to grab his Bob-omb minions and shoot him right back out at him. It's extremely basic. This is honest to God easier than grabbing him from behind. That should have hit you, but okay. What are we getting here? Smash ultimate hitboxes? That was actually really dumb. But yeah, it's pretty simple. He can grab you, he'll throw you, he won't do damage to you if you land on the ground. There is no fall damage for this boss specifically. Kinda weird stuff, but he just throws you like an enemy we'll be seeing later on down the line. But that's for later. Ow, that hurts! How did I lose to a bald-faced fellow like you? Let's just keep this between you and me. I'll give you my precious Power Star in exchange. If you want to see me again, just select the star from the menu. Thanks for the tutorial, I guess. But with that, this is our first star. Now, if I may direct your attention to the bottom screen, you'll notice that you actually do have to use the touchscreen for something. You can click save and continue, save and quit, continue. I'm not going to go over what those mean. Those should be relatively basic. But this can get kind of annoying because I am playing this without using the stylus at all. It's not that I've lost the stylus, I just don't need it. You can play using the stylus, and I'll show that off probably after I get through this text box. But a lot of the time you're not holding the stylus in the hand, so you have to use your thumb, or your finger rather, whichever you choose, it's all up to you. And you have to press on the touchscreen with that, and it's kind of annoying and out of the way, I'm gonna be honest, but it's not too big of a deal. It's not a big deal. It's just more annoying for me because I'm playing on the Wii U Virtual Console port of the game, and the bottom screen rather is much smaller than the big screen, so I'm having a little bit of problems with that. But anyway, you've recovered one of the stolen Power Stars. Now you can open up some of the sealed doors in the castle. Try the princess's room on the second floor and the room with Whomp's fortress on the first floor. But there are still no signs of Mario. Hurry up and find him, Yoshi. Well, I could hurry up and try to find Mario, but I'm not too into that right now. I want to keep playing Bob-omb's Battlefield because I'm having one heck of a time. Foot race with Koopa the Quick. Now, Koopa the Quick is looking for one man and one man only. Sadly, Yoshi ain't that man. Howdy, do you know where Mario is? I've been looking all over, but he's nowhere to be found. You don't look like you're busy. If you don't mind, would you bring Mario here? Thanks. He doesn't want to race me. He just genuinely doesn't, which is great. Now, if you check the bottom screen, or the mini-map, where there are a lot of different things going on. First of all, you can see a star. They actually do list where the star is on the bottom screen. That makes some of these stars really, really easy. But you can also see a Mario hat in the direction I'm facing. And if you look into the distance, you will see that there's a Goomba wearing a Mario hat. He runs away from me instead of running towards me. If I swallow him and grab his Mario hat, I wear Mario's skin. I'm the hero now. While searching for the Power Stars, you found a red cap. Put it on and voila, you suddenly look just like Mario. While playing as Mario in standard mode, you can punch, grab, and throw objects and enemies by pressing A. You can also perform the famous wall kick. Just press A to jump against a wall, then press A again to jump high. It's a pretty poor way of explaining how to do a wall jump, but hey, that's fine. Or, sorry, a wall kick. It's either a wall jump or a wall kick. They honestly switch between what they're called in between games. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. I'm gonna call it a wall jump, because that's just what I've been calling it since forever and a day ago. But wall kick is the actual name. Call it whatever you will, though. But if you have played Mario 64, you will notice that there are literally no changes between Mario in Mario 64 and Mario in Mario 64 DS. Or at least that's what it looks like currently. I'm gonna go over to this wall real quick, because I do want to show off wall kicking. In Mario 64, you would have to press the button, or the A button, to do a wall kick as soon as you hit the wall. If you didn't, you would end up bouncing off the wall and falling down. Whereas in later Mario games, Mario will kind of slide down walls. And Mario slides down walls in this game too. They actually changed that up, which is pretty nice. Now, he slides really quickly, so it's really not as forgiving as a lot of the more recent Mario games when it comes to sliding down walls. But it's much better than the original game, and I think it's just better in general to have this wall jump instead of having to deal with the annoying wall jump of Mario 64. So that's something that's neat, and they changed for the better. Well, if it isn't Mario, long time no see. You put on a few pounds since the last time I saw you. Thanks, jerk. Too much pasta and lounging, huh? You should really get some exercise. I kind of run my own life. You don't have to be all up in my business. Thanks. Hey, how about a race to the mountaintop where the Big Bomb was? Done! When I say go, let the race begin. Ready? I can say don't go, but that just means that I have to listen to the dialogue all over again. So let's go. This is one of the actually quite few races in Mario 64. You race against a few things in Mario 64. I'm gonna say things because I wouldn't necessarily call Koopa Troopa a person. And, you know, say what you will about me. But a Koopa Troopa is treated as an animal in Mario games majority of the time, so I wouldn't necessarily call it a person. Anyway, more importantly, you race against Koopa the Quick, you race against some other person later. Racing isn't something that happens too often, but there's a timer. It really doesn't matter this much. This is an extremely easy star. I mean, it's only the second one in the game, so don't expect Koopa the Quick to go super speedy. But in this race, something important to note is that warp that I just used is the only one you can use in this race. Any other warp is considered to be malicious. It's considered to be evil things that you can't do. There's one other warp I haven't shown off in this area just yet, and I'll probably show it off later. But for now, just know you can only use the warp I just showed you. But while we're waiting for Koopa the Quick, I am slurring my words like nobody's business. While I'm waiting for him to get up here, I might as well explain one other thing that this game does that the original version of Mario 64 does not. And that is camera controls. If you look at the bottom screen, you'll notice there are arrows on the bottom screen. If I tap those, I'll be able to move the camera around, which is a lot better than a C-stick. It's handled a lot better, at least. Now, there's also something else which makes the camera even better. If you press L, you'll do a Legend of Zelda, and you'll move the camera to be exactly behind you. That's extremely helpful, and that is so much better than the original camera, which is, again, another thing that this game does, or this version of the game does, so much better than the N64 version. But anyway. Whoa, you really are fast. Human rocket. Here you go. You won it, fair and square. And that is star number 2. Also, something I forgot to mention, when you are wearing a hat, your voice clips do not change, so that can make some very interesting combinations. Think Yoshi wearing a Wario hat, maybe? Yeah, enough said. Anyway, with that being said and done, that's the end of this episode of, I almost said The Legend of Zelda. This is not The Legend of Zelda game, despite the fact that I do have a Z-targeting-esque thing going on here. Next time, on Mario 64 DS, I'll continue on and play Bomb's Battlefield. This outro is messing me up for whatever reason. But, let's hope I can get it better next time. Until then.